At 9:06 and 28 seconds. Hopefully everyone had a good week. Mike, how are you this morning, sir?
I am good, sir.
Outstanding. That's what we'd like to hear. It's been a pretty good week so far. Ed, how you doing back there, sir? Everything going okay for you this week? There we go. I caught him off guard.
Headphones on.
I caught him off guard, everybody. That was 100% my fault. I didn't give him the cue. All right. I guess he's doing good. He's smiling. So that means he's doing all right.
What is it, Thursday?
Today is Thursday. Yeah, it's Thursday. So you know what that means, man. The most popular radio show in the world is being broadcast right now live from the Tan Talk Radio Network here in beautiful downtown Clearwater.
Never would I correct a man for the greatest talk show in the world.
Well, absolutely.
But it's the universe.
Oh my God, I did say the world, didn't I?
You know what?
It's amazing your head fits through that door.
Yeah, well, it's a big door.
It's a sliding door.
Right, it's a sliding door. Don't worry about that. Oh, well, it sounds like we're off to another good start as always.
Oh, yeah, it must be 9:08.
It's got to be, yeah. It's got to be. Well, I think we got a pretty good show lined up this week. Like I always say, we've got our beautiful top 10 list that we always dive into first. Then we've got a bunch of other amazing topics that we're going to touch on a little bit later and keep you guys entertained for the next hour or so. Moving forward. Let's get into the top 10 list right now, Mike. What do you think about that?
Let's do it, man. I'm excited.
You know, this top 10 list is based on user reviews, and I thought it was kind of a cool one. It's the top 10 diner chains in the United States, according to the diner. So think of all those diners out there like your, Shake Shacks and Waffle Houses and things like that. That's what this is talking about. But, by the looks of this, there's other things than diners on here, too. It looks like they've got some breakfast joints on there. Maybe they just group those in there also.
Yeah, I would imagine breakfast is pretty synonymous with diner.
I think of a diner. I think of like the big silver, like Airstream, on the side of the road, kind of looks like that with the windows.
New York diner.
And the neon lights and things in the windows. But I guess diners can be classified as several other things as well, according to this list. Anyone out there ever heard of the place called Friendly's?
I have heard of Friendly's.
Have you?
Yeah,
you ever been there?
Friendly's. I have not.
All right. Well, that made the top 10 list at number 10. Never heard of it. It sounds wonderful. Hopefully one of these days I get to try it. This number 9 I have heard of. It's called the Huddle House.
Oh, yeah, I've definitely been to the Huddle House.
Yeah, we've got those down here in Florida.
Yeah, we have them down here.
Yeah.
We used to, at least.
Yeah, we used to. I know I don't know if I've been to, but I've definitely seen the Huddle House before. That's for sure.
Is this list, do they count the homeless people outside?
No, not at all, man. Not at all. That's a whole different list. Yeah, that's a whole different list.
Sure.
Yeah, we'll get into that one next week. That's actually the top 10 homeless people list that I have on there for restaurants in the Bay Area.
Oh, perfect.
Coming in the next on the list is going to be Perkins. Perkins, they used to be a big force out there in Clearwater, Palm Harbor, where I live. There's, several of them out there in the Tampa area, but I haven't seen one in quite a while. I think they all shut down in the area.
Gulf to Bay, isn't it?
Is there one in Gulf to Bay? There might be.
Right there at the corner, right at the intersection there.
Yeah, you might be right, Ed. I think there might be one right there.
What was it? The mushroom place. Yeah. Anyway,
that's your favorite.
But that Perkins used to. That was a place to go after 2 a.m.
Right?
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
They still have one on Fowler too.
Is there one on Fowler?
It's by Mosey Museum. It's across the street.
Okay, because I know that one in Tampa. I think it's a Mission Barbecue now, if I'm not mistaken. Right there on Anderson Road.
Yes, it is a Mission Barbecue. It's the flagship Mission Barbecue.
Yeah, that's the first one.
Only one. I think it's the only one left. They shut all the other ones down.
Did they really?
The guy that runs it usually caters my buddy's TBTLA party, Tampa Bay Trial Lawyers Association party.
Yeah.
And he still does catering and all this other stuff, but he has shut down all of the other restaurants and only runs it out of that one.
Oh, no kidding.
Yeah.
I didn't realize that. I thought they were actually growing. I didn't realize they were getting smaller.
They were just he's just getting smaller in order to be able to operate. And
right.
As you know, the takeout business and the catering business is pretty much all profit.
Oh, 100%, man. I love getting caterings, man.
Yeah,
they're the best. You break your ass for about 3 hours getting it done and getting it out the door. Then as soon as it's done, you get that check and you're happy.
Yeah, there's half of the stuff's not included.
Yeah, exactly. Yep. No, I used to love doing caterings. Coming in next on the list, we've got the International House of Pancakes, otherwise known as the IHOP. That's what the kids are calling it these days.
Well, I was going to ask if it's considered a diner.
Yeah. I see that more as a restaurant.
So do I.
But I guess on this, I don't know.
There's no stainless steel and neon. I can tell you that much.
Hey, that's 100% correct. There's a sign, but it's not made out of stainless steel and neon. It just says IHOP on it.
Exactly.
And why did they ever change it from International House of Pancakes? So, it's a little bit lengthier, it's a little bit longer. But did you notice how over the years, like everything has kind of evolved, is downsized in names? Like, for example, International House of Pancakes is now IHOP. Kentucky Fried Chicken is now KFC. McDonald's is referred to as Mickey D's.
Well, whatever. Don't they all declare bankruptcy and start over new with a new corporation?
Why do they say,
yeah, right?
What up?
Well, yeah, what up? Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
Sup?
Yeah, it's up. And they'll write that on text
True
message
dat.
too. Yeah,
True
SGP, true dat. Ed's getting gangster on us back there today.
I mean, we always called it IHOP. At least I did.
Did you?
Yeah, we always called it IHOP.
Yeah, I mean, IHOP. Obviously everyone knows what it is. I was just kind of curious. What's that?
If girls with big boobs work at Hooters, where do girls work with one leg?
At IHOP. Yeah. All right, moving on from the big boob IHOP.
And the one-leggeds.
And the one-leggeds, yeah. Bob Evans is coming up next on the list.
Bobby
now, how can that Bob...
They're gone, aren't they?
There's one right next to Gaither.
Yeah, there's one by Gaither. I know the one out by me did close down, but I know the reason why they closed down by me was because of all that massive construction on US 19. You couldn't get in and out of any of those plazas that
Palmerton Road, there was one, for years.
Yeah, but I've only eaten at Bob Evans a couple times in my life. They're pretty good from what I remember. But
it's built for the elderly, I'll tell you that much.
I don't think I could ever classify Bob Evans as a diner, though. Right? I mean, that's a full-on restaurant. They don't have like beer and wine and stuff, but I'm saying, it's a full-on sit-down restaurant with, I don't know. It doesn't seem like a diner to me.
Yeah, it just doesn't seem like a diner.
Nah, who knows? Well, yeah, you know what? That's why I don't write these articles. I just read them. Coming up next on the list is a true diner. By definition, Johnny Rockets.
Oh, definitely a diner.
Johnny Rockets, without a doubt, 100%, hands down, a diner across the board.
And neon.
It's much stainless and as much neon as one could possibly handle in any given time. I've never heard of this one, but apparently this one is a diner because the name of it is, in fact, Black Bear Diner. It's in the word. So Black Bear Diner.
In the
never heard of
Northwest,
that.
I would imagine.
What's that?
In the Northwest, I would imagine.
I would assume so. Yeah. Dinner is a Mountain West feel. Large menu, large portions. 13 Western and Midwestern states is where it currently operates. So, you hit the nail right on the head. Black Bear Diner.
You serve bear?
I can only hope so. And if they do, then I wouldn't be opposed to going there and trying it. I've had Black Bear before. It's actually pretty good.
Yeah.
Like a Black Bear. Yeah. Next up, another diner by Design, Steak and Shake.
Steak and Shake.
Yeah.
The paper hats are the best.
Now Steak and Shake they're still strong.
Oh, yeah. There's one on
it's right there.
Countryside
Mall. Right by Countryside Mall. Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And they've got that Frisco melt. It's like that patty melt. Yeah, that's good stuff. Next on the list is going to be Denny's. Denny's.
I call Denny's a diner. Yeah.
I
think
would,
Denny's is a diner.
It's
pretty close.
It could be classified. Yeah. And coming in at number 1 on this top 10 list, the one and only Waffle House. Still going strong, man. You never hear a bad thing about Waffle House.
No, every time I go by Waffle House, there's like 2 cars there.
Yeah, but they're still
go by the wrong time. I don't know.
Maybe they're still going strong. I mean, they're building new ones. They're popping up all over the place right now.
They are all over the place in the South. There's one literally everywhere.
Everybody
loves
whenever there's a hotel, there's a Waffle House
and a Family Dollar next to it.
Absolutely. Yeah, your Family Dollar is always
Dollar
right
General.
next. Dollar General. Yep, exactly. So that's our beautiful top 10 list for this week. Listen, guys, phone lines are open as always. 727-441-3000. You can always stream us on our Facebook page. Go to my Facebook page, Live the Knife and Fork Show. You'll see us on there. You actually see us on there instead of just hearing us. You can actually see our ugly faces on that camera as well. Actually, Mike's got a better looking face than I do. So you see one ugly face, you see one decent looking face. But aside from that,
face for radio, I'd say
you'll never see Ed. He's got his back to us, towards you guys anyway, because the camera's in front of him looking at us. So you'll never see what Ed looks like.
Well, I've got a camera in here. I just don't turn it on.
Oh, okay. I got
it's too early for that.
A little bit too early for that.
Amen to that. We finished my mushroom coffee. And then
Mike, how is that mushroom coffee, by the way?
It's fantastic.
He's choking it down.
It tastes like
if you guys tune in right now to the Facebook page, you can see him chugging that hot garbage cup of mushroom coffee as we speak. His favorite. Every morning. That just gets his gears grinding every single morning. He loves it. Hey, guys, Barfly, right? Have you ever heard of Barfly out there in Safety Harbor?
Yeah.
Man, they got shut down after a state inspection, apparently. Yeah.
The one in Safety Harbor?
Yes, sir. The one and only. That's the only one they got out there. Yeah. I used to go there quite a bit when I lived in the countryside area because it's a little bit closer. Now that I've moved a little bit farther away to the Palm Harbor area, I rarely make it out that direction. But yeah, man, they got shut down on June 12th. Apparently so. It wasn't too long ago. But yeah, man, they had the tuna was being stored improperly. This is kind of gross. There was dead roaches all over the place. Minor stuff like hand washing signs weren't available, blah, blah, blah. But yeah, they definitely got shut down for an inspection. So
did they say how long it was shut down?
I think it was just for a day. They were able to reopen again. Yeah. So yeah, they were closed. Yeah. One day. Yep.
Now,
one day.
Do you have to display that on your front door as to why you're closed?
No, I don't think so.
You know, in other states like New York and some of the northeastern states and whatnot, they put the ratings on the windows. Yeah, the grades. Here in Florida, we're not obligated to do that. But usually when you get closed down to a state inspection, if I've never been through a closure of a state inspection, Ed, to be honest with you. So,
neither have I.
But I would imagine the health department probably puts a warning on the door, alerting. Actually, you know what they do? Because I've been to a restaurant. I'm not going to name any names.
Sale.
Yeah, they put a stop sale order on there. So there's a big red health violation notice that they post on the front door. So that way, when you walk up, you know that you may want to think twice about going back there again.
That's going to be tough, though. I mean, I don't know about restaurants, but like here, when I'll spray here. And then the next day, there's going to be a few laying around.
Of course,
doing the backstroke.
Well, Florida's tough, man. Florida's real tough.
I mean, we're talking big. Listen, you can open the door at night when the season starts. Like usually when it starts to get warm. Yeah, the flying ones.
Oh, those are huge.
You open the door, they just fly right in,
and they're the worst because they don't fly in any certain direction whatsoever. They fly sporadically. They go left, up, down, right, backwards, sideways.
They're
you
just
never know
looking to hit something.
When they hit with a fury too. Man, you can hear them from the next room. They're the worst.
You think, oh, that's a big moth. Oh, no way.
No, and then you're terrified. I mean, they're not going to hurt you. But they're just they're so damn intimidating when you look at them. It's like you just don't want to go near them because they creep you out. You know.
Yeah, one time, real quick. One time I had to pick up something from Tampa. It was a pressure washer, and I put it in my truck. I'm going across the Howard Franklin doing 70.
Right.
And I feel this tickle on my
my
leg.
Oh no!
I had shorts on, and I look down, and there's this big old roach.
Oh no!
Huge, because they had it outside. They had it stored outside.
Right.
The pressure washer. There it is. I mean, what am I going to do?
Yeah. You're flying down the street. You can't just.
I just gave it a swat and said, I'll deal with you later.
Wow. Yeah. It's funny. I had some. I mean, when I was very young, but I mean, it was scarring. I remember it like it was yesterday. I must have been no more than 6 or 7 years old. I can't. I'm telling you, I couldn't have been a day over 7. We're leaving my grandmother's house in Tampa, heading back home. Same thing, Ed. I felt something on my leg. And I looked down, and it was the biggest grasshopper you've ever seen. And still to this day, I am terrified of grasshoppers. I'm not even joking, man. If I see a grasshopper, it just sends shivers down my spine.
Wow.
I can't be around a grasshopper still to this day, man. Yeah,
that's crazy.
It's stuck with me all these years, man. 48 years old, so at least 40 years ago is when this happened, and I can't be around a grasshopper at all to save my life right now.
It's not like they bite or anything. It's just so damn ugly.
No, they're so ugly, and they jump, and oh god, Ed, you're freaking me out right now. Can we just move on?
Hey, what's that behind you on the wall?
Yeah, I'm coming through that window that I'm staring at. Yeah, and I'll tell you what. Let's go ahead and take a quick break. Now they're done top 10. We got a quick news story in. We're gonna have some more news coming up after this. Mike's got a bunch of stuff for us to cover today too. You're listening to the Knife and Fork Radio Show right here on the beautiful Tan Talk Radio Network in downtown Clearwater. We'll see you in about a minute and a half ish.
This is the Tan Talk Radio Network.
Hello, this is the one and only Robbie the Shark. I want to welcome you to the new program, All Groovy, man. I just want a bunch of folks in front of my porch. Let's have a Coca-Cola, a sweet tea, or whatever your drinking flavor is, and let's just talk about life and how far we've come on the only 1340 WTAN Tan Talk Radio Network.
It's All Groovy with Robbie the Shark. Thursdays from 8 to 9 p.m. Listen at your own risk.
Listen to the latest pet trends with benefits on the Pet Buzz every Saturday morning. Join pet trendologist Charlotte Reed and veterinarian Dr. Michael Fleck as they talk all things pets. From animal health and wellness, money-saving tips, celebrity gossip, breaking news, and more. Their expert guests are in the know and in the now. To learn more about this unique program and its hosts, tune into the show on the Tan Talk Radio Network.
The Pet Buzz, Saturday mornings, 8 to 9 a.m.
This is Paul Porter, the arena voice of the Tampa Bay Lightning, Orlando Magic, and the press box voice of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers with some exciting news. My radio program can now be heard on the Tan Talk Radio Network every Saturday morning from 9 to 11. We take your phone calls, give you the latest news on all of our home teams, and have contest and prize giveaways. Join Jason Alessi and me every Saturday from 9 to 11 a.m. for the home team on FM 106.1 and AM 1340. Also on Facebook Live, the home team with Paul Porter.
This is the Tan Talk Radio Network.
Welcome back, everybody. You're listening to the Night Fork Radio Show with Mike, Eric, and Ed. Hopefully everyone's having a great Thursday morning. You're probably just getting your day started at the office, 9:21. I get it. Mike and I have the luxury of being able to come over here and host this beautiful radio show once a week and take a little bit of time to ourselves to kind of goof off and laugh with everyone out there every Thursday, at least once a week. Like I always say, it's my favorite day of the week, Mike. Yeah, and I'm right in the middle of it right now. So now Mike's got some interesting stuff for us today. We're starting a new segment, just kind of like what the hell's going on in the world with Mike is what we're calling this segment right now.
Oh, okay.
Mike's been doing some research, and some of this stuff might be restaurant related, some of it may not be, but he's got a couple of topics for us to think about and discuss and go over and move forward with and maybe have a good time with as well at the same time. So Mike,
I'm going to shorten it up.
What's that?
What up, Mike?
What up? Yeah. What up, Mike? No. Sup, Mike?
Sup, Mike?
Sup, Mike?
Sup, Mike? Starting.
That's the name of this segment. Sup, Mike? Sorry.
All right.
Mike, perfect. The microphone is all yours. Take it away, my man.
All right. Fantastic. Let's talk about some news and events in the country, around the country. Did anyone see Justin Timberlake get a DUI this week?
God. Yeah. I've got it I actually have that in my show notes as well. I was going to bring that up. So I'm glad you're talking about it. Yeah.
Well, the good thing about it is, the guy's rich, no big deal. Right?
Yeah, he's got a couple bucks in the bank.
Yeah. The arrest photo was amazing.
I didn't see the mugshot. I just heard about it.
You didn't see the mugshot yet. Okay. All right. Well, you definitely got to check that out.
Okay.
He's literally with a little smirk on his face. Eyeballs all red. He was definitely smoking and drinking. 100%.
I got you. Yeah.
100%.
So he was really partaking in a fun way. Yeah.
He was having a good time.
Yeah.
And, he just got caught doing it. And I guess the cop that arrested him was a young guy and didn't realize who he was.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So
no kidding.
He kind of was just like treated like a normal human, which makes me feel good.
Yeah. So I guess, all that celebrity, all that money.
That's one of the feel-good stories of the day.
I like that, man.
Like that?
It's never a good thing when you hear somebody getting busted for a DUI because it's a horrible thing. I mean, you could kill somebody, you could kill yourself. You know what I mean?
And then the classes that get,
but
thousands of dollars.
I see where you're coming from, though. Where it makes you feel better because he's not above the law, like you would think he probably would assume that he would be because of his celebrity status and where he is in life. So
I like the one that say, "Don't you know who I am?"
Yeah. Oh, of course. Yeah. I remember.
I saw that one thing. It was funny. Saying the cop, some young little punk said, "Do you know who my dad is?"
Oh, Jesus Christ.
The cop goes, "Why didn't your mom tell you?"
Nice. The cop actually said that to the kid?
That's awesome.
I remember, didn't that happen, if I'm not mistaken, a couple of years back, the police chief of
Tampa?
Right? Was it Tampa or Clearwater or something?
The badge out.
And she was on a golf cart, right?
They were on a golf cart.
Yeah. That was a couple of years ago. Yeah. And she's like, "Don't you know who I am?" And she got arrested anyway. Man. Yeah.
She was a little toasty, wasn't she?
Oh, yeah. She was feeling good that night, yeah.
She wasn't driving. The guy was driving.
Oh, is that what it was?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I remember hearing about that a couple of years back. What else you got for us, Mike?
Do you hear about this hurricane we have? Not us, but Texas. Apparently, the Gulf of Mexico is going to be sitting in the middle of the land.
Yeah,
it's
just a tropical storm, really.
Seriously, if you look at the path of that thing, where they're having wildfires in New Mexico and stuff?
Yeah.
That's where that thing eventually is going to wind up.
Well, that'd be awesome.
Guess what?
Knock that out.
Global warming. Got a little cooling going on.
Got a little warming and cooling, which goes into the next topic, I guess.
What is the next topic?
Which is we're having a heat wave.
Oh, my God, yeah.
But it's not necessarily hitting us, which is the most interesting thing, is hitting people north of us.
Well, really, because it's hot out there, man.
It's hot out there. Don't get it wrong. But yesterday, if you look, and the day before, we were in the 89, 90s.
Yeah, it wasn't bad.
Okay, but go look, as I did. Oh, was it Bangor, Maine?
Yeah.
They had like a 94 for a high.
Yeah, it was like 94.
What their low was overnight? 62.
No kidding.
Oh, and there's no humidity either, obviously.
Wow.
Not much.
Not like it is down here.
94 real quick, and then the bottom falls out.
Yeah.
So,
our high here is 92, and our low is 89. Yeah, right. So I see what you're saying, Ed. Yeah, it makes sense.
They're saying we have the earliest summer solstice in a long time.
So I heard
that has something to do with it.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Longest days of the year are in front of us.
Happens every year. Boys, happens every year.
Yeah, of course.
So one guy goes, I can tell you, every year in the summertime, it gets hot.
Yeah.
And in the wintertime, it gets cold.
Yeah, that's a good prediction. Yeah.
Some years, it's hotter than others. Some years, it's colder than others.
And I heard that Channel 10 is hiring for a chief meteorologist if you're looking for a new job.
We were talking the other day that this, not this time, but right up pretty close to June last year, we had some record lows during the day.
We did.
It was beautiful.
Yeah.
It was like in the low 80s.
Yeah, it was amazing.
Yeah.
You don't hear anything about that,
Yeah, it's tough right now.
It didn't get very cold last year either. Not for long.
No, for the winter, it did not.
It did not. No.
The year before it lasted, the winter seemed like it lasted forever, but last year it was in and out quick, man.
I can remember when I remember it was snowed here. Yeah. I was here for both occasions.
Were you?
Snowed. Yeah. Back in the late 70s.
I want to say it was the year I was born. It was in 76, if I remember correctly. Was one of the times. Yeah.
In Spring Hill, we got a nice dusting of snow. You could write your name on the window.
That's pretty cool. Is that where you live at? Are you up in the Spring Hill area?
No. When I was growing up.
Oh, okay.
I mean, I graduated from Springstead High School.
I got you.
But then I think it was 89.
Yeah.
Because I remember that night it snowed, it flurried, or it was that night. And then the next day was a Bucks Steelers game at the old Sombrero. And we were sitting on those metal seats, and it was like 34 during the day.
And that's when the city was having all the brownouts, right? Because I remember that year we were at my grandma's house over the holidays, and we were doing 30 minutes of electricity, 30 minutes without electricity because there was such a surge in power usage because it was so goddamn cold outside that everyone was running their heats on full blast. And the power company couldn't keep up with it. The grid couldn't keep up. So they had to do like 30-minute cycles, 30 minutes up with and the power company couldn't keep up with it. The grid couldn't keep up. So they had to do like 30-minute cycles, 30 minutes up with electricity, 30 minutes without. Yeah. We're sitting there like a bunch of idiots trying to open Christmas presents in the dark at my grandma's house on Christmas. Yeah. That was funny.
Go figure, candles.
Yeah, right. Exactly. Light them up.
Hey, a little bit of more news. North Korea, the leader of North Korea decided Kim, that he was going to give Vladimir Putin 2 dogs, a pair of dogs.
A couple of dogs?
A couple of dogs.
And what type of dogs is he handing out?
I don't know. But I do know that if North Korea and Russia are this close, we're probably going to have a problem here soon.
Yeah, they're aligning.
That's probably like a ritual giveaway. Let's go to war.
Yeah,
I got your 2 dogs right here. Let's barter here.
Yeah,
let me get a nuke.
Yeah, and I heard that if like their alliance with each other is if anyone messes with either of the two, you're going to feel the full force of both of them. Together, and neither one of them are good to mess with. You know what I mean?
Of course.
Well, Kim Jong-un, he's like that stupid little gnat that kind of flies around your face and you can't get rid of him.
He's a lonely fat boy.
Yeah. He just flies around and buzzes in your ear and annoys you. And it's like, he doesn't of course he's got a threat. He's got a viable threat. You know what I mean? He's got nuclear capabilities. He's got the alliance now with Russia, but he's like that little gnat or that little fly that just won't go away.
He shoots his little missiles off when he wants some attention here and there.
Yeah, exactly.
And nobody's paying attention to him. He shoots a few off there,
Yeah.
Definitely has a stabbable face.
I got to tell you, I love hearing the stories about that lunatic, though, because he is so off the wall. I don't know if I've talked about this on the air before, maybe not, but this is a true story, man. His daughter's name was, I don't know what it was. Yeah, it's something, in Korean. I don't remember what it is, and I probably couldn't pronounce it even if I wanted to, but it was a common name within the country where other females had the same name as his daughter. This is a true story.
Did he outlaw the name?
He outlawed the name. No one in the country of North Korea is allowed to have the same name as his daughter. He made everyone that had that as their birth name change their names.
Oh, that is awesome.
So that way his daughter is the only one in the entire country of North Korea that has that name. You ever see him riding the white horse?
I have not seen
it. Have you ever seen that?
White horse.
Oh my God.
Is it like a white Trojan horse?
You got to look it up, man. I don't know. It's some propaganda video or something that's out there.
If you've ever gone to Google Earth, go to Google Earth and look at nighttime.
Okay.
And like the country is dark,
right?
Except for right around where he lives, and that's it.
No kidding.
No, I'm dead serious.
I believe you.
There is very, very little power used at night, except around his compound.
That's crazy.
Pick it out right on the map.
Amazing.
Wow.
Amazing. Oh, Kim Jong-un, man.
That's awesome, man.
He cracks me up, man. That guy, he just every time there's a story about that son of a bitch, I can't stop laughing, man, because he's like that.
That's his face.
Yeah.
It's like when Trump went over there, bought him a nice little cheeseburger, a Big Mac.
Remember that? Yeah.
He was all good.
Yeah, he loved it.
Man.
That's great, man.
Yeah. What else you got?
Okay, apparently Elon Musk.
Oh, Elon,
Twitter,
the eccentric.
X, all this. I guess he got busted having sex with his employees.
What?
And interns.
Really?
This is what he's being accused of right now.
So X-rated X.
X-rated X.
How old were they? Did it say?
It did not say how old they were, but they were of age, obviously.
Okay,
but
if they're over 18, that's his business.
Right.
I mean, seriously.
I don't dispute that, but they weren't coming out to say it. It was someone else coming out and saying it.
No kidding.
Yeah.
Of course, you know why.
Yeah, and they're just going to try to take down old Elon.
Of course, yeah.
Mark up his name a little bit.
That's I didn't hear anything about that.
That just happened. So not just happened, but obviously.
Well, hopefully they don't. He doesn't get any of those interns or employees pregnant, because there's not enough symbols in the world to name those children moving forward. You know what I mean? We're gonna have to dip back into like the hieroglyphics and have to go back into the what is it called, the Rosetta Stones, to try to figure out and decipher the names that he gives these kids based on his previous experience.
You can go with the Kanye West method.
What's that?
North, south, east, and west.
Yeah, that's Kanye West is another one, man. He's another one, man, with his titanium teeth. Oh man,
he is God. By the way,
he is something, man.
That's what he says. That's what he says.
He was also going to run for president, and I don't know, man. He would probably win.
He would probably win.
He probably would. Yeah. Amazing.
Next in news, Reese's Cups decided they're going to add a bunch of protein to the Reese's.
Cool.
There's going to be now, instead of your kid just getting fat,
right,
they'll actually have some protein in their Reese's.
I respect that. That's smart.
You got to respect
that.
That's
right?
smart.
I mean, I thought
to begin with, peanut butter's got a lot of protein in it anyway.
It is packed with protein,
right? And it's probably cheaper for them to use some peanut butter protein substitute as opposed to peanut butter.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So they might be making money on top of it.
They could be. Yeah.
So, I mean.
Well, you know what? Hats off to you, Reese's. Do what you do. You know?
I think that's like one of the number one candies at Halloween, isn't it?
It really is.
It's the top three, I think. Yeah, it probably is.
That, Snickers, Butterfinger,
man.
M&Ms.
The Snickers are my favorite, man. I can't turn a Snickers down, man. You hand me a Snickers, I'm eating it on the spot.
I'm an Almond Joy guy.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That's like an old person candy bar. Yeah. No kidding.
I'm like an old guy.
No. Yeah. Which one with nuts?
Almond
Joy.
Yeah.
Sometimes you like a nut.
Without?
Sometimes you don't.
Yeah. Almond Joy's got nuts. Mounds don't.
Okay.
Yeah.
That sounds good.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
what's your favorite candy bar, Ed? If you had to pick?
You know what? It's strange. Whatchamacallit.
Oh,
you know what? Those are good.
Those are good. That's not strange at all.
I used to eat those kids.
Yeah, that's not strange in the least, man. Those are really good.
Well, it's not something you hear people talk about. Hey,
yeah.
Whatchamacallit? I don't know. What do you call it?
Yeah, it's delicious is what you call it, man.
Very delicious.
Yeah, it's delicious.
How about this? Did you know that Pringles are not potato chips?
What are they?
They are crisps.
Oh.
They are crisps because they're not made from the potato.
Oh, interesting.
I did not know that after all of these years.
What are they made out of?
Kind of like a cracker.
No kidding.
Crisp cracker.
Huh.
Kind of. Yeah.
So, I didn't know that.
Now there's a thing on either Facebook, Instagram, whatever. You can take like 2 of those canisters of sour cream and onion and put them into a bunch of water and squeeze the water out, and you got like perfectly made creamy potatoes, smashed potatoes.
Really? That's interesting.
I don't know if it's real or not, but it looks real. I mean, I've seen it 3-4 times.
Well, just to piggyback off of that, there was a lawyer in New York that was, every time he came up before the case, he knew he was going against this certain person. What he would do is he would number 2 in a Pringles can, and then he would drop it.
Get to that.
I'm serious. I heard this on the radio this morning.
Okay.
Actually.
All right. Cool.
So he would do that, and then he would drop it in front of wherever they were staying. So when they walked out, they would see it or step in it, and whatever it was.
What?
So he got reinstated back into the New York
the bar
today. So he got reinstated today.
Okay.
This guy was doing this years ago, and then he was barred, and then he filed for reinstatement. So today is his day to get back in.
No kidding.
Now, my question is, would you choose a lawyer that poops in a Pringles can to win or not? That's the real question. What do you think about that?
I mean, I don't, but let me ask you this. All right.
I don't know the specifics and the details.
But
I can't get in the logistics of it.
Well, I'm wondering though, like, what was the purpose of putting the can of poop out in front of the people?
I don't know. I think it was an intimidation factor. Yeah. I think that's what it was. And I don't know the logistics of it. If he went straight into the can or he transferred it into the can.
I'm going to hope that he went straight into the can.
You have pretty good aim to get it right in the can.
That's what I'm saying. He was an older gentleman. So did he have his intern do it?
Yeah.
Oh, I mean,
maybe. Maybe.
What a job!
I gotta tell you, man. I think I would have him defend me. I think I would take
this guy over a regular guy. If he's going to go to that level,
right?
I just think his commitment's there, man.
Yeah.
I think the commitment is there.
Yeah, no kidding.
You know what I mean? This guy will do anything. $20 is $20, man.
Right, Morgan to Morgan, pooping for the people. That's it, man. That's his new
slogan.
That's his new slogan right there. Yeah, pooping for the people, man. I love it.
I love it.
That's incredible. That's a great story, Mike. That's probably. I don't think we're going to be able to top that one today, man.
Well, I don't think anyone in the universe will ever be able to top that.
Well, you know why, right?
Because we're the best in the universe.
Number 1, 13 weeks in a row, man. Number 1. Ratings just came in again, everybody. Ratings just came in. You're welcome.
All right, let's get into some sports, all right?
I love talking about sports. I love
sports
it.
Are fun.
Yep.
Sports are fun. How about hockey? Okay.
Yeah, I don't know too much about hockey, but I can try to get into it a little bit.
Nor do I care.
Right.
But the Florida Panthers are taking on the Edmonton Oilers, so it's Florida versus Canada.
Okay.
And I always like Florida to beat Canada.
Well, yeah, of course.
That's that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I don't. Well,
we're not Canadian.
And they're so close to us, Canada. Yeah, I don't trust them, man. You know what I mean? Like they're right there.
They're right on our ass.
Yeah,
they're right there.
And I'm telling you, man,
so close.
Yeah, I've always been worried about them.
It's like a neighbor is right next to you.
Absolutely.
I just don't trust them.
I don't like it.
So the Panthers are up. They were up 3-0, and then they've lost the last two, like really bad.
Okay.
So it's been bad. They've been getting their ass beat.
So what is it at right now? What's the series?
So it's 3-2, and it's going to go. I don't know where it goes to tonight. I think
it's in Edmonton tonight.
It's in Edmonton tonight.
Yeah.
So if they can bring it back to Edmonton and win it,
right,
and then with the momentum, they will definitely. I'd be one of the first teams ever to come back from a 0-3 deficit, right?
Yeah. I mean, all the pressure will be on the Panthers if they don't win tonight.
Yeah, and then they'll go back
to Florida.
What is it, Homestead, Florida, I believe?
Yeah, wherever it is.
Is that where they're
Miami?
Yeah,
by Miami around there.
Yeah.
So you got that going on. I think it's tonight, so check that out.
Yeah, that's cool. Yeah,
I'm not rooting for the Panthers because, as a Lightning fan, I would like to have the Lightning remain as the only Florida champion.
Of course.
No, of course. I concur. I concur 100%.
I tell you what, I am so not in tune with hockey. I didn't even realize that it was even being played right now. You know what I mean? I thought,
which is great.
Yeah.
Which will bring up another point that I have in a few minutes. So it's just great.
Yeah.
So Rays walk-off win last night.
Yeah,
good for them. That was awesome.
Yeah.
Yankees last night. Garrett Cole made his debut. He's been out all year with Tommy John.
Mm-hmm.
He comes out, throws 4 or 5 innings, does a decent job.
Yeah.
Craig Kimbrell from the Orioles gives it up in the bottom of the 9th, ties the game.
Yep.
Then the Orioles go to win. Just Craig Kimbrell style, losing it at the end.
Yeah.
So good for Garrett Cole not getting an L on his record.
Apparently.
You know what I mean?
Yep.
But listen, the Orioles have been building that team for the last 3 years.
3 years?
Yeah.
Well, they've been really bad for 15.
Not long ago, they lost over 100 games in a year.
That's a lot of losses.
That's a lot. 2020, and they lost 100 games a year.
So just imagine getting all those draft picks for all those years. They had to be good at some point, right?
Yeah.
I mean, you have to
eventually.
And they've got a low payroll.
Yeah, they have a low payroll because it's all farm system guys, and you got to appreciate that. So that's a tough thing to do in baseball. The Rays have been able to pull it off in the last couple of years, but it's definitely not an easy thing to do.
Yeah, for sure.
Another sad news is Willie Mays died.
I know. It's
Willie Mays died. Was he 93?
93, I think.
93, something like that.
Yeah, 93, I think.
Yeah, he was an icon, man.
I'm looking it up right now. I had that in my notes. 93.
A good guy too. You know, he started with the New York Giants. Then when they moved to San Francisco, and then the Mets.
Yeah,
I was very, very, very young when he was a Met.
Right,
and I can remember that being growing up in New York. So
my favorite thing about the Mets is I celebrate Bobby Bonilla Day every year. Is when he still gets paid $1 million a year every year for the next 30 more years.
Yep.
His agent gets paid too.
Yeah. So of course.
One of my favorite days of the year.
Yeah, I love that day. Yeah, that's a great day.
That's just then the WNBA loses $10 million a year. The WNBA takes a loss of $10 million a year.
Before Caitlin Clark comes in, or
this is all before.
She's only making $90,000 a year anyway, so so that ain't her that's killing that profitability.
Out the stadiums now.
They're selling out the stadiums now.
And not to go ahead.
Go ahead.
I'm going to say not to mention the jersey sales. That's where all the money comes from.
Of course.
It's not the ticket sales. Right?
No,
it's the jersey sales.
Absolutely.
The endorsements, of course, stuff like that.
And so they have. Caitlin Clark goes into the league as a extremely Caucasian young lady.
Yes, very much so.
She goes into a league that's not extremely Caucasian.
And straight.
And straight.
Yep.
So her rival in college was Angel Reese, who was at LSU.
Right.
And Angel Reese and the LSU team had beat them their Angel Reese's senior year to win the national championship. So Angel Reese goes to the league last year. She's in her second year. Caitlin Clark's in her first year, so they still have this beef.
Yeah, of course.
So now they're trying to turn it into a racial beef between the whole leagues, and white and black, and
come on,
it's really ridiculous.
Come on.
So now Caitlin Clark just punched her ticket to be on the USA team.
I heard, she got the Olympics,
because now they had made the team, and Brittany Griner is she's on the cusp of losing her spot on the team, I think, because of her whole.
Well, one of the girls got injured that was on the team.
Yeah, maybe that's what it was.
One girl blew her knee out.
Oh, that's right.
So
one
it
girl
was
blew her knee
next
out.
man, next woman up.
Yeah.
And then Griner's still in question about being able to be on the team, about traveling to because she was in trouble much with
with the marijuana in Russia.
In Russia.
Being detained in Russia and all that, of course.
So here's the thing, if you're going to the country, don't bring drugs.
Yeah, I mean, it's
not that hard.
Well, it's like all these people that are going to Turks and Caicos right now and getting arrested and getting put in jail for like a minimum of 12 years for having. I
don't care where
bullets.
you're going, man. When you pack, it's just a suitcase.
Yeah.
You pack, what's going in there.
Absolutely.
If it's questionable, don't take it.
Yeah.
They're gonna, even if it's just a big bottle of hairspray,
whatever.
If it's too big, they're gonna take it.
They're gonna seize it. Of course they are. Yeah, I mean, these people are traveling with live rounds of ammunition in their bag, and they're getting pissed off that they're getting arrested. Well, guess what? That's the rules of the country. If you know what I mean? They're not going to give you an exception because you're an American. Guess what? We have too many freedoms here. You know what I mean? They're doing the right thing.
They're doing the right thing. I agree with that. And so then you have Kevin Durant coming out saying, "Oh, there's more qualified people to be in the Olympics than Caitlin Clark."
Yeah.
So I mean, they're trying to turn it into something that I think that it's not.
Well, no, at first I agreed. I'm sorry, but she's great and everything, but she's not one of the top 12 players in the league.
I agree with that.
That's correct.
So I fully believe it. Now, with the next man or next woman up, does she fall into that category? Maybe.
Right.
Well, does she fall in that category in the narrative of the WNBA actually making money? Then yes.
Well, they're not going to make any money off of the Olympics. They're not going to make any money off
Well, they're not going to make any money off of it, but the WNBA will get more recognition.
I was going to say they'll get more viewers and they'll get more recognition. Yeah.
You also have the possibility of your player going over there and getting hurt.
Yeah, that's true too.
Yeah.
So
happens in hockey.
Yeah, you got to roll the dice. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's part of the thing. Yeah.
Klay Thompson shows up at the Bahamas the other day. I mean, if you're the Golden State Warriors, do you appreciate that?
Yeah.
Probably not.
It's true.
But his contract's probably up and he's a bum anyway. So
what are you going to do?
Yeah. So let me see. That's pretty much all I have now for today.
That's it for the what's going on. That's it for the Sup Mike section.
Sup Mike. So that's it. I mean, I do have one thing that I hate, though. I wanted to bring to
bring it to the table, man, because I don't have anything that I hate today, man.
Okay,
so this is something that Mike hates today.
I hate fat kids. I hate fat kids, especially around the age 18 to 25.
Okay, yeah.
What are you really doing to not educate yourself on diet and exercise that you have to be 300 pounds?
Well, I'm going to tell you what they're doing, man. This is one of the things that I hated last week. Playing video games. They're sitting there and they're playing video games and they're gaming and they're not leaving their house and no lack of motivation to go out and do anything whatsoever. And that's just the way that these kids are nowadays, man. And it translates into adulthood now too, man. That's why you have like 35, 40, 50-year-olds with headsets and microphones on playing video games until 3 or 4 o'clock in the morning and not waking up until noon the next day with zero motivation in life. Still living with their 9-year-old parents.
That's tough, man.
Can't stand it, man.
I was playing basketball the other day with some kids that are 18 to 25, and they were just bad.
Yeah.
And I'm like, these guys can't even, why are they even here?
Yeah.
Why are they here?
Were they playing?
They were playing, and they were ultra sweaty, and just couldn't move. And I was like, man, I'm 45 and I move better than you.
Yeah, exactly.
You're about to have a heart attack right now. And I'm good. I'm good.
Yeah.
Like, I'm ready to play another game. Like, why are you eating a Snickers on the sideline?
It's a Snickers protein bar.
It's a protein. They have protein in the Snickers.
Absolutely.
So I should have said Reese's. Sorry. But
oh my God.
Moving on, that's pretty much all I had for today.
Well, that's the Sup Mike segment. This is a new segment that we just rolled out this week, and you're going to hear more of this next week from Mike. He's going to own the middle segment of the show. On that note, Ed, why don't we go ahead and take another commercial break, 9:45. You're listening to the Knife and Fork Radio Show on the TAN Talk Radio Network. We'll see you in 90 seconds.
This is the TAN Talk Radio Network.
Are you a writer, inventor? Do you have questions about your intellectual property rights? Well, tune in every Tuesday and Thursday morning at 11 o'clock for Joy on Paper. Once a month, I will have a special guest, the writer's legal eagle, Bill Larson of Larson & Larson, who can answer your questions. Protect your valuable work. Email me your questions to patsy.radio@gmail.com and then listen in every Tuesday and Thursday at 11 a.m. right here on Tampa Bay's TAN Talk Radio Network. That's patsy.radio@gmail.com.
Enough
is enough.
Is enough.
And if you've heard enough of the conservative right-wing agenda that overwhelms the Tampa Bay AM radio band, won't you join me, Ed Golly, every Thursday morning at 10 o'clock for The Voice of Reason?
No spin, no alternative facts. Just refreshing, straight talk concerning the events of the day.
That's Thursday, 10 a.m. on the TAN Talk Radio Network.
Hi, this is Paul Malloy, host of Freedom Works, The Paul Malloy Show. I hope you'll join us every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, 10 to 11 a.m. Eastern Time, here on the TAN Talk Radio Network, where we strive to bring you the libertarian perspective on political events of the day. There's no show quite like Freedom Works, with in-depth interviews, our ultimate top 10 list, and so much more. So join us for Freedom Works, The Paul Malloy Show, every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, 10 to 11 a.m., here on the TAN Talk Radio Network.
This is the TAN Talk Radio Network.
All right, here we are again. You're listening to the Knife and Fork Radio Show on the TAN Talk Radio Network, 9:47 on a beautiful Thursday morning. That was a great segment. I loved everything about it. It's a good introduction into something new and weekly that we're going to do. While we're always going to be somewhat food related on this show, we definitely want to bring some more worldly events into it and talk about more than just the food aspect of the world. We're going to do a 50-50 split moving forward, I think. Wouldn't you say, Mike?
Yeah, I think that's fair.
Talk about food a little bit, talk about the world events and the world news and the goings on, get a little bit more interaction with the listeners that are out there that may not be food related. They're not food people, but are able to, relate to some other things that we're talking about in the meantime. So we're trying to make it a little bit more user friendly for all the listeners out there. But moving forward in this final segment, we are talking about Tupperware. Mike, do you have any Tupperware in your house?
My wife is Spanish.
Yes.
She is Puerto Rican.
Yes.
So we have certain sets of certain things that go in certain places at certain times on certain days and certain dates. And so if you do not rotate that or put it in correctly or put it away correctly and deal with it correctly, you have a problem in my house.
I understand. Yeah, I understand.
So you'll get, look, I'm only the assistant manager of my house.
Oh, I know that.
Okay, look, I'm not the CEO of my house.
I know that.
I assure you that.
Yeah.
So I'm just the assistant manager.
I don't even think you're the assistant manager, man.
Well, I'm kind of like the co-assistant.
I was going to say, I think you're third in charge.
I'm third in charge, and I just have to take it up with corporate.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I just write a strongly worded email.
Yes.
And then hopefully it gets through. And if it does not, well, then I just keep on trucking.
A strongly worded email. Sometimes they work, sometimes they don't. Well, what I was going to say about the Tupperware is I think that moving forward, Mike, if you are a big Tupperware fan, and much like your wife is, you might want to go start buying up all the Tupperware you can find now, because Tupperware is closing their last United States facility, and they're no longer going to produce for the United States anymore. The last facility is in Hemingway, South Carolina, and it comes years after financial stress started in 2020, and now they're actually closing down the Tupperware producing facility. So if you guys need some Tupperware and you need some storage containers for your leftovers, maybe from last night's delicious meatloaf dinner or possibly the spaghetti and meatball extravaganza you may have enjoyed the previous evening, you might want to go buy that Tupperware today, because tomorrow you might not be able to find it. So just a word, heed my warning is what I'm saying, people. Everyone out there listening right now, we're about to be in a state of emergency. And if you don't have Tupperware, hey, remember The Wedding Singer?
I do remember The
with
Wedding
Adam Sandler, and the old lady was all out of clean Tupperware, so she had to put all those meatballs in his hands after he got done teaching her how to play the piano. I'm all out of clean Tupperware. Hold out your hands. That's a good meatball. That's a good meatball. Yeah, great movie, man. Great.
On a lighter note, another thing I hate is people that promote Tupperware to my wife who loves Tupperware.
Okay,
that's another thing that I hate.
All right,
because I will go broke buying Tupperware, and I won't even know it.
So what you're saying is, Mike, I've pretty much pissed you off right now talking about.
You just ruined my life. That's all. You've literally ruined my financial life.
What? I am here to help. I'm not here to cause harm. or any discomfort in any way whatsoever. Everything that I say is nothing but for the benefit of this listening audience and you as well, my friend. So, like I said, heed my warning because it's about to get real. That's what the kids say nowadays. It's about to get real. And if you have any leftovers, you might just have to throw them out starting tomorrow.
Oh man, you know what? No, there will be a black market for Tupperware. My wife will find it.
That's
Don't worry about it.
Hey, we could do that, man.
Listen.
Why don't we go and buy up all the Tupperware, you and I personally,
and then we sell it for double the price?
Yeah, and then when they stop producing and nobody can find any Tupperware, we'll just slowly
put it on eBay.
Yeah,
bam.
That's it, man.
Bam.
So we pay $10 for a thing of 3 of them. We sell it for $25. We got the market cornered.
We got it cornered.
Tupperware. If you're listening out there, the number is 727-441-3000. Give me a call so that we can buy up everything that you have in your warehouse.
Yeah, we'll just write a check for it right now.
We're here for the next 8 minutes and 29 seconds. We need to hear from you. We need to hear from you immediately so that we can move forward with this plan. We're going to help you out financially, and we're going to definitely help ourselves out financially at the same time.
Check is only good for the next 8 minutes.
That's it. You like Italian food at all, Mike?
I love Italian food. I just don't eat it because it's not very good for you.
Yeah, it's not good for you. I did the Italian food thing my whole life, and I'm over it. I'll never go out and eat Italian food. It's just not, Italian restaurants aren't on my radar because I've just been around for so long. But apparently these Italian chefs have come up with a list of American Italian food that you'll never find in Italy. So if you go overseas and you like this style of food, you're not going to find it overseas.
It's prevalent that we do something totally different.
Fettuccine Alfredo, man, a classic American Italian dish. Never going to happen, man. You're never going to find anything like that whatsoever. Pretty much fettuccine Alfredo overseas is basically Parmesan cheese, pasta, a little bit of egg possibly mixed into it.
Like a carbonara.
And that's it. Yep, absolutely. Yep. So, if you like fettuccine Alfredo and you plan on going to Italy, don't plan on ordering it because you're not going to find it.
And you'll look like an idiot.
You'll look like an idiot. Yeah. It was actually created by a chef. I want to say it was in like the 80s, if I remember correctly. And his first name was Alfredo. And he was basically simulating a dish similar to like a fettuccine Alfredo, but he didn't have the proper ingredients to make it creamy enough or to make it right. So that's when he introduced heavy cream and introduced all the other ingredients to it to make it more decadent and more of a rich dish. So it hasn't been around for very long.
Shelf stable too, probably, I would imagine.
Yep.
But minus the egg,
Minus the egg, yeah.
Didn't you fire a guy named Alfredo once?
Probably. Yeah. I fired a lot of people in my life.
It's a definite.
Really?
It's a definite.
Where was this?
But bullseye.
There was a guy named Alfredo that worked there?
Yes.
What did he do? I don't remember. I fired so many people in my life, Mike, that I don't even remember the people that I fired.
He was a very giant African-American male who cooked on the line and was considered a kitchen manager when we both started working there.
Why did I fire him?
Because he was terrible.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he was terrible. He was terrible. But he was about 6'6", 350.
Man, I got to tell you, I have zero recollection of this person.
Really?
Was it an angry fire or was it like, hey, man, just like working out, get the hell out of here kind of thing?
Yeah, it's pretty much like that.
Because I've had some angry fires too, man.
No, it wasn't an angry fire. It was more like, man, you suck. We got to do something with you.
Yeah. Yeah. Interesting. No, I mean, I probably did.
Oh, no, you did 100%. I remember. Because you had me sit in. It was fun.
Yeah. Oh, I had you sit in?
Yeah, it was fun.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
You know what? It's starting to, it's starting after the show. We'll talk more about it, but it's starting to come back.
Yeah.
If you guys want to go to Italy and you want American style marinara sauce, forget about it. You're not going to get it.
It's not a thing.
Olive oil, crushed tomatoes, basil, and garlic. That's your tomato sauce that you're going to find in Italy. You're not going to find a stewed sauce that's been steeping for hours and hours and hours and hours.
Do they call it pomodoro?
Pomodoro is exactly what they call it. Another thing that Italian chefs say you will never find in Italy, pizzas with unconventional toppings such as pineapple. You know what I mean?
Yeah, well, obviously.
That's all American stuff right there, man. That's all American
it's just not
stuff.
Local ingredients, so it makes sense.
Exactly. Spaghetti and meatballs, you'll never find that in Italy ever. And then apparently the Italian chefs that are trained classically in Italy that have come over to the States, any kind of pasta with chicken, they say that Americans put chicken on everything to make it a better dish, which I can see that.
Of course.
So if you want like a fettuccine Alfredo with chicken, or if you want like a pesto or something with chicken, you're not going to find it overseas because they don't put chicken on their pastas. The pasta is a separate dish. There's a pasta course, and it's just exactly what it is.
You think they don't have many chickens locally?
Maybe not, man. Yeah, mad chicken disease. I heard it's running rampant over there in Italy, from what I understand.
It is. It definitely is.
You guys, we always talk about Subway on this show from time to time. Apparently, Subway's unveiling a new product. It's the foot-long dipper.
A foot-long dipper, huh?
So it's a foot-long dipper. It's a 12-inch tortilla with a bunch of meat and cheese wrapped in, and they give you a little sauce and you dip it into it. It's going on their $3 menu. So if you want a quick snack, yes, it's 1 foot long, but it's skinny.
It's skinny.
It's not going to fill you up. It's something to get you through your day.
Yeah.
So that's it. If you're looking for that. Hey, did you hear about Stonehenge being desecrated over in Italy?
No.
Yeah, a bunch of activists, they were over there and they were protesting fossil fuels.
Right.
So in order to protest, what did they do? They grabbed a bunch of orange spray paint and they spray painted Stonehenge. Of course, they got arrested for it. But I mean, Stonehenge has literally been around before the planet was even here. I mean, people say the aliens dropped it off. And these idiots go over there with cans of spray paint and they're just blasting a national, like an international monument. For what, Ed? Why would you do that?
You got to remember, they did that because they were protesting fossil fuels. And then when they were done, they got in their cars filled with fossil fuels and drove off.
Absolutely, yeah, exactly.
Well,
and there's got to be, and I'm sure that there's some sort of a fossil fuel derivative of the propellant that ejects the spray paint from the can onto Stonehenge. Absolutely. Yeah. I couldn't believe that. I mean, it's just like I've never been to England. I've never seen Stonehenge in person. I have seen National Lampoon's European Vacation where Chevy Chase backed the car into Stonehenge and knocked it down like a set of dominoes.
That was awesome.
But that was on a Hollywood set. That didn't really happen. It was comical. This is not comical, in my opinion. I don't like it. I don't like anything about it.
You think it's like a reflector so the aliens can see it better?
Oh. Maybe. No, I can't. Man, why are you always thinking, Mike? That's crazy.
That's crazy.
I can't think that fast.
It's like a reflector, man.
I simply can't think that fast. Coming up on the topic of Subway, though, that we just touched on, Subway came in at number 1 for the worst sandwich chain in the country, and it says Subway has never, in capital letters, been good. Number 1 for the worst sandwich chain in the country. Number 2, apparently Panera. I don't agree with that, man. I think Panera's pretty good, man. They're decent. They're a little overprrised. Yeah. Quiznos made the list. They all closed down in this area.
Man. Got me sick once.
Blimpie closed down over in this area. Well, they used to be in gas stations all over the place.
Yeah.
This one I don't really agree with. Firehouse subs. The worst.
Come on.
Right?
Yeah,
I like Firehouse.
Is all right.
I like Firehouse. I mean, you get what you get.
You get what you get. You know what you pay. I mean, you get what you pay for, right?
Yeah, you get what you pay for.
It is what it is.
It's okay. Jimmy John's made the list. I get it. Their sandwiches are kind of whatever.
Yeah.
I don't mind a good JG Gargantuan every once in a while. I'll be honest with you. You know, I get that in a bag of jalapeno chips. I'm a happy guy.
Yeah.
You know, JG Gargantuan. Yeah. So anyway, that's a bit information about the 6 worst sandwich restaurants in the area. Yeah.
Remember back in the 80s and 90s, Miami Subs?
I do remember Miami Subs.
That was a good place.
Was it good? I remember driving past it, but I don't think I've ever stopped and eaten there before.
It's where the Wing House is now on Del Mabry.
Is that where it is?
Del Mabry in Columbus?
Yeah, because that was the time that Subway was rolling out Jared, keep thin.
Oh yeah, Jared. Yeah,
Miami
he was
like,
fit for
load it
Subway.
up, get fat, tastes great.
Right.
Oh man.
Yeah.
Jared. Ooh.
Jared. Yeah, we'll touch on that subject another day. We don't have enough time. We're running out. Ed's giving me the 1-minute signal. Listen, guys, Wendy's and McDonald's across the country, they're giving you a time limit now on how long you can stay in there and eat.
Really?
30-minute time limit.
They got to turn the restaurant?
30-minute time limit.
They got to turn the tables? They got to turn all the tables?
Manager will absolutely come out from behind and say, listen, you're past your 30 minutes. You have to go. Hey, guys, it's been a great Thursday, as always, over here at the Knife and Fork Radio Show. Unfortunately, I didn't get to things that I hate this week, but I promise you I will have more than 4 things on there like I usually have next week. I'll double it up. I'll give you 8 different things that I hate to make up for the lack thereof from this week. You guys have been listening to the Knife and Fork Radio Show right over here with your hosts, Mike and Eric, and the esteemed Ed back in the production room. We look forward to a great week in front of us. Next Thursday, same bad time, same bad channel, 9:59 right now. We got to go. Mike, you got any closing comments for us?
Shout out to my buddy Frank and Robert for hopefully they're listening today. Frank turned us on to some of his listeners, so that'd be great. Appreciate you, Frank.
Outstanding. I just want to say hi to my beautiful wife, and I love you, and I will see you later on tonight. Knife and Fork Radio Show, guys. Talk to you soon.
WTAN, Clearwater.
FM 106.1.
WDCF, Dade City.
Sponsored by Progressive Insurance.
I'm Deborah Rodriguez. The first named tropical storm of the season rumbled ashore in northeastern Mexico this morning, where it's expected to dump desperately needed rain before it weakens. It's already drenched parts of South Texas. Correspondent Dave Malkoff is in Corpus Christi.
We are about 3 blocks from the coastline. The entire island here on North Beach is just underwater. And this isn't just a couple inches of water. This is feet of water, enough to drown out a lot of vehicles.
A heat wave is still baking much of the eastern half of the country. CBS's Lilia Luciano is in the city of brotherly love.
Emergency responders in Philadelphia say they've had a growing number of calls for heat stroke and heat exhaustion.
Today could be a nonstop day. It's one call after another.
The city has already declared its first heat health emergency of the year.
The forecast calls for a high of 93 in Philly today, 98 by Sunday. Could get up to 96 today and usually cool Bangor, Maine. A couple in Indianapolis has been arrested and charged with child neglect after they left their 2 children in a locked car for 40 minutes while they shopped at Walmart. When police got there, it was about 125 degrees inside the car. Sergeant Anthony Patterson.